down the street, so stoned, I'ma need something to eat, No train, ashes on my seat, Hide up, Taylor's on my feet, Cloud nine, going through my mind, Take a toke, hold it till you choke, Moving forward, cruising on my border, Still got more, burning to a shorter, I be flowing, I get so high, fuck around and never come down. I get so high.
You can have that, just have like a little bit, maybe leave it on one, where you like barely. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to From the Holster, episode 4. I paused there because we still haven't defined the name. I want to say it's From the Holster, but you're hell-bent on a name right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it'd be better for you.
You've already been a part of three now 4 episodes. Mm-hmm. You do have quite the say.
It's your podcast, dude. I just give you ideas. Okay. We shouldn't even say it until you put the poll.
Yeah.
You'll make a couple other ideas come out.
That's what we're going to do.
So.
Once I do post all of these, the 2 nights before, I'm going to do a final poll. And whatever one sticks, if there's a top 2, between the top 2 I'll pick. So, yeah, I'll throw out some options. What do you want?
Do you want to say the name?
Yeah.
The Face Only a Mother Could Love podcast.
So Nate thinks that a face only a mother could love is a unique phrase.
Well, it is unique because it, like I was telling you earlier, it takes the pressure off of, I feel like From the Holster, it's just comparing to From the Holster.
Okay.
You know, From the Holster is like talking about guns, dude. You know, it's like someone that just reads the title and like, okay, he's talking about guns. That's uninteresting. And that's the last thing we're talking about.
So I'm trying to. I know, and what I'm trying to do is incorporate some stuff and make it fun and it sound not so. Hey, I got my guns. We're going out. I got my guns. Second Amendment. Like, yes, my name has that background, but I want this to be about having a good time, and that has to take precedent over that. And I hope that if we stick with that name, it can be well received. Of okay, this is not just like Second Amendment stuff. This is just a guy saying as it is, saying it raw, which is what to me like the visual of a holster is like this leather raw material.
This is not fun.
Okay, I get that. How about from the barrel? Like from like a meaning like a baseball barrel, or like a rifle barrel, or like a whiskey barrel. I like from the barrel because it associates. I would like to have my name like associated in a way.
Fun barrel?
Fun barrel. All right, that's it. All right, so
I don't know, dude. Just the barrel is even boring.
We'll go right into the stuff today. Okay, so guys, Nate and I are out here in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, to be specific, and to be more specific, a hotel off of 17th and Champa. We came out here thinking, man, this is gonna be.
Okay, let me just take over here. So
yeah,
basically 5 weeks ago, we just kept talking about. Remington lived near Denver for a long time in Colorado, and he just keep talking about how good the vibes are and the energy in the mountains and everything. And I've never been to Colorado, so I was like, let's do this. So we talked about this on the last podcast. So I was like, you know what, screw it, let's just schedule it. So I scheduled it right then and there. Scheduled a flight. I found a round trip for crazy cheap because of quarantine, and we scheduled it for the 29th. I was like, you know what, it'll be the end of quarantine. Perfect timing. Things will be opening up. I mean, Oklahoma City is completely open up. Kansas is almost opened up completely. I think actually this weekend they were opened up, like even the clubs were. But Denver's not. I thought they'd be close to what Kansas was, but they're not. Partially because of the quarantine, but not only with this George Floyd thing, which we won't get into, but it's escalated to something that no one could foresee. I mean, they already charged the police officer with third-degree murder. He's already an old guy, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail.
Yeah, which is good. Like
I think he deserves it.
I think everything in for this case, it just points like you have the video, you have all of these things. It shows how just much he mistreated this guy, and that's a euphemism.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
It was bad. This guy should be thrown they should be locked away, thrown out. They throw away the key, and that be that. Now,
just because the reason you throw away the key, if it was one mistake, okay,
yeah,
maybe not throw away the key per se. People make mistakes, but he had several incidents prior to that. I think it was like 7 or 9 incidents.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. He had incidents before that.
With what's happened these days, on how many like bad things have happened, like cop related or just people, and they're being racial, almost like these racially built things. As a cop, you got to be conscious and say, if I'm ever gonna have a period of aggression, now is not the time at all. Like there's never a time to have aggression or violence.
And now, he was almost trying to prove a point, which was just the worst thing you could possibly do.
Mm-hmm. So, Colorado right now has been...
So like I was saying, we scheduled this thinking to be a great time.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It's been fun.
And we had a lot of fun because we weren't planning on really doing anything. We were just coming out to do hiking because that's all I've never done. I've never seen the mountains. Mm-hmm. So we've had a blast doing that so far. But as for like the quarantine, like I have friends here in Denver and I can't even go and see them.
Yeah, the friend texted Nate and was like, "Hey Nate, maybe you and Rem need to go find a hotel outside of Denver.
Yeah.
Tensions are building here." And I'm going, this is somebody who has like a plug on the, what's the heartbeat of the town.
Yeah.
And she left. These two people left and went spend time with a family member outside, and they live downtown Denver.
And sure enough, we come down here and we're just a couple streets down from where the epicenter of the riots are. And it's kind of like ricocheted a little bit to our street. And even I had a bad experience. I was just running down the store to get some whiskey. And man, I got taunted by this guy. I was just walking across the street, and this is the story I was telling you about. And I was like, I put my mask on, put my sunglasses on, put my hat on, and had my backpack, and I was just trooping. This guy, they were already pissed off at someone else. Mm-hmm. And these two dudes, look, they could have been bums, but the dude had a freaking crowbar in his hand. And he's like, "Who wants some?" And just, there's no cops anywhere. Cops are everywhere down the street focused on this riot. And I'm like, I'm about to have to fucking fight this dude. Because I'm walking across the street, and I'm the only guy in front of these. So I'm crossing the street here, and they're walking the same direction. So we're about to meet right here. Okay. And I'm just a little ahead of them, and I'm just like, okay, just don't say anything, sort of thing. Just don't say anything to me. And he's like, "Who wants some? Do you want some? Do you want some?" And I'm like, he's not talking to me. And then he's not talking to me. And he's like, "Hey, I'm talking to you." And I take my sunglasses off, and I'm like, "Please don't mess with me, okay? I'm not kidding. Don't mess with me." Mm-hmm. And like I started like shaking, and I was getting real just heated. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he looked like he was on drugs. Like he was shaking his crowbar, and he looked like he was gonna come at me.
We've seen some bizarre stuff.
And I was like, and I just turned my back, and I keep walking like he wasn't shit. And I kept looking behind me, like in the glass, to see if he was gonna run up on me, but he didn't. He was just talking shit to everybody. And then when I got to the liquor store, everything was fine. And then I came up, and sure enough, there he was. And he didn't have the crowbar in his hand anymore, but he was just walking around like there's freaking psychopaths like joining just crazy people are just joining these riots, and they don't have any sense of direction. Mm-hmm. Like I'm telling you can go up to a bum right now and be like, "Hey, just join us." You have nothing to lose.
It's creating this tribalism almost, like these tribes of homeless people, and it's becoming, it's a variety of things. I will say that the tensions on all levels are high. It doesn't matter like what background you have. I think everyone senses that, and like, I know for me, I'm not one that really gets over like what's going on. This right here is like, it makes an uneasy feeling. I remember like earlier today, I told you, dude, do you have that feeling that just something's off?
And I was like, yeah, it's like a purge feeling.
Yeah.
It's like where there's actually a solid counterattack on the police, which. Not all police are bad. Of course, there are racist people, not just police.
We got to be careful because for people that are watching, I know that there's a variety of backgrounds, races, creeds.
Right.
I think me and Nate, we both stand for unifying all people.
Without a doubt.
That's kind of that's I would say one of our highest visions that we have is how can we unify. Some of the stuff I say and maybe you say, I think can sometimes get taken offensively, and it's not. I know.
Sure, yeah.
But I know the heart of you, and you know the heart of me, and we have these hearts of let's help others, and let's talk about things and see if we can find a way that calms the waters, because right now tensions are high.
Yeah, you can feel it.
There needs to be some more people that are willing to kind of have a voice, but just only a voice to calm things. And it definitely seems that way. I think that. That's probably the only amount we should talk on this topic.
I know.
It's a hot
topic.
It's a hot topic.
It's happening right now, and we scheduled our kind of like our hike, like vacation thing, just around this, and we just landed on the weekend where it's at its peak, so it's hard not to talk about. And then we're in curfew. We had a curfew here.
We're now curfewed,
which was 8 p.m.
It's like 7:30 or so. They sent a message, like the alert message on the phones. The city of Denver is under official curfew from 8 p.m. today, which is May 29th? Is that or May
29th, and
then all the way to June
1st.
June 1st at 5 a.m.
So they're saying that tomorrow, which is Sunday, is the 31st. So we're not supposed to do anything tomorrow.
Today's 30th. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 30th then. So yeah, without a doubt, we're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, we got our hike
tomorrow.
The only thing we're gonna do is get out there, stay away,
yeah, as long as we can,
and come here to sleep. That's gonna be it, because we're not gonna mess around in this town. We've seen some bizarre things already. Last night, Nate and I go out for some drinks. Capitol Grill is this nice restaurant in town, and we have to walk down 16th Street to get across there. Well, we're seeing some unique characters. We see a guy who was paused. Literally, this guy was just paused in the middle. Nate's like, "You okay, bro?" And the guy just stays paused.
He's just like this.
And we get by there. I'm like, man, that's
in the middle of like the walkway.
I was like, somebody needs to press play on that guy.
And then he's like, he kind of, his eyes are moving. He's like, and they was just all like 10, 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking towards him, and I'm like, what the fuck? He's about to like all of a sudden like jump at us or something. And then we walk by and he's still. I turn and look at him. So I'm like, you're alright, bro? Like, look like you're paused.
So my favorite though was the homeless guy in a wheelchair is posted.
That was right after that.
Right after
Immediately
that,
after.
We see a riot happening, and then me and Nate both say, this is crazy right now. This is chaos. And this homeless guy in a chair, in a wheelchair, is just posted up and he goes, "You're telling me this is some crazy shit."
You missed the best part. So we're walking up on the street. We're hitting the intersection. So there's a small little street here, and then there's the center of the street, and then there's the other side, which is the other direction. Okay. And the guy's in the center of the street in his wheelchair, just chilling. He looks like he's homeless, but he has an electric wheelchair. So I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, and there's a car. There's a car
that
buzzed down 16th Street.
Literally, almost like hits us. Goes right past him, got closer to him, and he didn't even budge.
It's not meant for cars. 16th Street is actually not meant.
It's a walkway, right?
And this car is buzzing down.
And goes right by him, and then, and he's like, and then that's where we're like, under our breath, like, holy shit, this is crazy. And we look at him, because we know he just almost got hit. And he looks at us and he's like, yeah, you're telling me.
He could have been posted up with a Coors Light in his hand, just enjoying that.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough of that one. Today was a fun day. Until we got that curfew stuff. You want to talk about what we've done the first time? This is the first time you've been in the mountains, ever.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was amazing. Man, I don't even know where to begin. So, just seeing the mountains. I mean, I've been in Mexico once when I was 17. I saw mountains, from a distance. But seeing, several mountains, and then you see, the real deep mountains, and, there's rain coming, and, there's different weather, and you see it. You see, the tips of the mountains is, snow. That's crazy. And it was exhilarating, really. Mm-hmm. And then that was the drive up, and then we actually we saw a bunch of red mountains and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then when we actually got to Garden of the Gods, that was just a totally different experience. That was amazing.
I'm glad that sequence of events happened, because I wasn't going to take you to Garden of Gods, but that's definitely one of the first things. If somebody hasn't been to Colorado, you got to go see Garden of the Gods. It's just so legendary, and it's something you've never seen before. It just looks picturesque. Every spot you go around this park has these staggering, massive red rocks that just look like fingers and straight, almost dinosaur backs. Mm-hmm. It's a variety of images that are just captivating.
And then right when you get there, was that like one of the main ones that we started on? Well, not the big rock that like I took a picture of holding or whatever.
Yeah.
But the main one that we hung out around the most. Is that like the main big rock?
That's just one of them.
It's like a huge flat surface. That's I don't know how high that is. How many 1,000 feet would that be?
I don't know.
A couple thousand?
Probably 1,000.
1,000?
Probably just I don't know, a few hundred feet.
It's really high. And like you look at the top and you can definitely tell there's like a different, weather, there's different atmosphere out there. And it was just amazing. I don't know, it was, and then when we went to that one area where we took all those photos and like the wind, just the smell, the energy of just being up there was just fun.
I might put these photos on. In fact, I think I will, so people can see the beauty of this. Because it's one thing saying it, it's another thing to see it.
You got to put that video on that you made.
I'm gonna put that video on. So actually, I'm gonna have it during this time right now.
Yeah, cool.
It's gonna be edited. So what do you have to say about this video?
Well, when I saw the video, I didn't know you were taking the video. I was kind of like soaking it all in, which is what we were both doing. We were just like out there. But yeah, when you were spanning out, and then that little like hole. Okay, so the reason I was sitting down was because I'm not a huge fan of heights. Okay, but I've been really working on it. Like I want to go skydiving soon, or at least cliff jump or something. Do some bungee jump or something. But it makes my palms sweaty from talking about it. But yeah, it was. I had to sit down because for some reason, the reason I'm scared of heights is because like when I see them, I'm like attracted to it. I want to jump.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it, but it's like I just feel a jolt. I'm like, oh, I need to back up. So I just like have to sit down. I'm like, what's going on?
There's
I have to take a breath. It's like I just want to jump.
I know. There's a gravity that's alluring.
And I can't tell if I'm attracted to it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I would really enjoy to do, why I want to do bungee jumping and like I want to do it because I think it might be something that, I love an adrenaline rush. I know that for sure. Like I love roller coasters. I love anything you can do that'll push the limits.
But back to the picture.
But yeah, back to that. So the reason I was sitting down is because I was standing. I was like, okay, I need to sit down for a second. And then it didn't help. There was gusts of wind coming through that.
It was quite the experience. If we could have found a way, there's one of the end parts of the video, you see this like rock, kind of a U shape, a soft U bend, a little banana bend to it. It'd been so nice to have one of us sit on that ledge with a picture of like just how daredevilish it would be to be sitting on there. You get the background of those mountains. Man, it's just
the risk though to reward.
And people recognize that. I think they're in the video. They're gonna see and go, "Oh man, where were we?"
So we were contemplating like the other side, but there is a 20-foot, 25-foot drop right there.
It's more than that even.
It's probably more than that. So that's why I sat down because on either side behind us there's probably 15, 20-foot drop. On this side, it's a flat, straight drop.
It's like a drop into this little cavern that you have no idea how far it is.
You'd probably die.
It was kind of, it was fun.
But it was fun.
So we left there. Nate got a few great pictures. These just epic pictures. I'll put those on there. I'm sure that I already have in this editing system. But next thing we did. We wanted to get back into Denver at some point so we could find out like what the atmosphere is really going on after that text. It was kind of unnerving that, hey, we need to get back and get back. So we went to Lookout Mountain over in Golden. That's definitely a must. And then we finished out and made it back to this hotel. But on our way back, as we're approaching downtown Denver, I'm trying to take all of these different routes. I first start with Colfax. And they block it off. Cops blocked off Colfax. And then I go off and I do this side route on like 14th Street, and I think we go by some government building of some type.
Oh, you're already back talking Denver?
Yeah, now I'm talking Denver.
I wanted to talk a little more about that cool little city we went through.
Which one?
That was off Lookout Mountain or whatever. That little tourist city that you were talking about.
Oh, Golden?
Yeah, and like I wish we could have seen that Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, they had that blocked off.
I know it was blocked off, but that little we just kind of like toured around and like just drove around this winding, down drive of views.
Switchbacks. It was switchbacks of great views.
Yeah, and then we got out of the car and went and really saw like it's something about being up so high and being able to see like so low.
Oh yeah.
The dynamic of it is just so.
When we were at the top looking back at the skyline of Denver. It looks so small from over by Lookout Mountain that you're like, look at that tiny thing.
I know.
Then you get into the city and you're like, dude, this thing's massive.
Yeah.
You know. Are we done with that?
Yeah, we're done with that.
Did you have a fun time? Was that worth it?
I had so much fun. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to go to Dream Lake, but before we talk about Estes Park, I want to talk about what just happened, the freshest experience. Nate and I were like, we got to now make a podcast. Like, we got to do it after this experience. When we went downtown, cops are blocking off everything. We get to one spot, the final spot right before getting to our hotel. There were like 10 cop cars, 20 cops sitting at this intersection just a block away.
Yeah, they were posted up. They were ready to go. They were SWAT gear. They were ready for war for sure. Like they had bulletproof masks on. They had their gear on. They had shields. They were ready. And there was at least 20 of them. I mean, we didn't count them, but they were all just kind of like against the wall, like just looking at everybody that was driving by, and we're like, we're not a threat. Like we're just here.
I told the front desk host at the hotel. I could tell he was on edge. I was like, hey man, if anything ever happens, like if there becomes tensions down here.
Watch him call us in the middle of this call.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys get down here right now?
I told him to call us, call my room number. Me and Nate will come down there. Not like we're not going to fight anybody, but if you see two guys our size, mine from fat and his from muscle, they're not going to mess with us.
Mine from fat too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right.
Pork chops.
You got some great photos today, man. You got some it was all you. The one in front of Garden of the Gods, the one that's in front of you with the Garden of the Gods plaque behind you.
Yeah. That was the last. All the photos were so last minute. Yeah. Like the photo next to the mountain. Like Remington is such a great photographer. He has all the credit on it. Like I was just chilling, looking up this mountain, and he goes over and like he does a panorama like up, and it's such a great photo. You should show that one.
I'll probably put a varieties in there. I'm sure that they're seeing them now.
And then yeah, I mean it was crazy. I tried to take pictures of him, but he was like, "What'd you say? You didn't want to take photos?"
I said I was not. I'm not looking.
But you had a good photo. We took a good photo of you.
We got one lucky one. I'm not.
It was the only one we took.
I'm not feeling photogenic today. I got a depuff. My problem is there's no steam rooms that are open these days, and that's a real problem because that's my hardest workouts. Just going in there and sweating out. And then maybe 2 a days, 15 minutes in there, sweating it out. I mean,
25 minutes per sesh,
Mm-hmm. Nate's always, he's known that. Some other friends know. If you're going to try to get me into a gym, do they have a steam room?
Yeah, there's no hope getting him in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, dude. Yeah, it was good. But, yeah, continuing on the riots, like, on our way in, we saw the craziest people, like people holding up signs.
Oh, the signs, man. I get
so
some of them.
Aggressive and they're mean.
I get some of them. I get like justice. I think everybody's wanting justice. This is not particular to one race. And if you feel that it's a particular race, you need to think of other people because myself, I want justice for every race. And if I feel something's out of whack, I'm the first to speak up. Like I'm so upset because I know that what certain people go through. I haven't lived your background, but I'm compassionate. I want to find out, where people exist at, and then stand up for them. So we see some signs, and it kind of gets worse and worse. The one that really got me was the one that was against the police when they said Blue Klux Klan. Mm-hmm. That's what they called the police, and that's just that's hurtful. Man.
And then when
that's
they were
hurtful.
holding up the sign, the worst part was.
Yeah.
We were past the Capitol building. I don't know if that's the Capitol building, but it's one of the main buildings here in the city. Mm-hmm. You could tell because the building was completely had 10-foot fences, and then they had about probably 20 to 30 guards in there, police officers, and they were ready to go too. But they had to see They had to see these signs,
Mm-hmm.
and they're holding up signs. And the guys were black.
Mm-hmm.
The police officers were black, and they're saying. And it was a white guy holding the sign.
It was a white guy holding that
Blue Klux Klan. And like, just the dynamic of it, and that's just like an example of like, how, you can't judge everyone for someone's mistake.
If you judge everyone for one person's
They're judging
mistake,
all police officers
for someone's mistake. Creates so much tension for everybody. If that were done to every race or every, organization, firefighters or police or, whatever, any field of work, if you were to stigmatize all of that, that's going to create so much problem for the one idiot, absolute dumbass asshole who
probably was a racist,
who is probably a racist that deserves what he's getting. he deserves what he's getting. He should get it full force, and let him be the example. Don't do that. And like, you know, you don't.
It's just, why is it continuing on? You know, it's just like, you know, it's just tough.
We said we were gonna get out of this, and
I know.
we come back into it. It's because that we're right now.
We're like in the middle of it.
We're on curfew because of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
But you know, all we can do is stay positive, and you know, if you believe in God, or you know, even if you don't believe in God, you can pray for positivity, and you know,
we
just
did.
pray to something positive.
That's what me and you said today. Mm-hmm. I was like, he's like, what are we gonna? You said, what are we gonna do? And my response is pray. Our best weapon right now, in a good sense, is prayer.
And if
it's
you
not
don't
even a weapon. It's
God,
a healing. It's a healing.
Just you know, just meditate and like, you know, hope for positivity, and that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Not only in your own surroundings, but
it's amazing. Like, have you ever been in the atmosphere in a room of someone who you could tell just has that good heart?
Oh,
and how it changes. You know how it changes like the literal atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how about a room where somebody hates somebody? Mm-hmm. Can't you feel the energy?
That's what you feel the most. Most people have that negative.
Now imagine
you know,
that throughout a city.
I know, yeah, because you can feel it right now.
You could feel
right
like
now.
it's almost like there's this pulsation of, like there's like this anger, like and there's an anger, but there's also this almost show thing. It's almost like it's a show for some people that they're enjoying. When they're hearing one person honking their horn, they're like, "Oh, this is a great activity. Let's all get on this event."
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm gonna post a video of when we hear all of these horns honking, and you're like, "What is going on?"
And that's before we saw any of the signs or anything.
I know.
That's when we were like, and him and I were trying to stay positive, like, you know, and then we started seeing all the signs, because we, like I said, we're a couple blocks from the epicenter of this whole riot, so we had to drive through.
We are in the middle. Right now, we are in the middle of this epicenter. Like
luckily, his car's moved somewhere safe.
Nate did some good work. He got the person running the front desk to give us a free valet for our car to be put out, like away from
somewhere
all
safe,
the action.
Yeah. But it was just like when we drove into the city, was so hard to see all the signs, like, you know, just.
And then people posting signs in their cars.
Yeah, like, they were taping signs around their cars.
Signs that were just
fuck the police.
Yeah.
You know, like
if you what was it? If it was almost like if you're neutral, you're a accomplice or something.
Yeah.
If you're a neutral in this.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you know, no one should be obviously neutral about this, but I think you should be calm. Mm-hmm. You should say God's gonna get justice on this guy. Vengeance is God's.
The guy's already he got charged with third-degree murder.
Yeah,
he's gonna be in jail for the rest of his life. He's old.
Hey, what's funny is a Bible verse today I found. It says, "Leave room for God." It was like, "Leave room for God's wrath. Vengeance is His." So God will literally get vengeance on our behalves.
Well, you know,
we don't have to avenge ourselves. Yeah, like, and it's true. It really is. Yeah. And this guy's gonna get it. I guarantee you, this guy is getting the full. He's getting the full weight.
Like, even in jail, he's gonna have to be secluded by himself. He's very lonely, and then his wife's leaving him. She fought for divorce.
Yeah.
Like, he is so alone. So I mean, he's already gotten his punishment tenfold. He probably wants to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing more than anything. I'm sure he wants to die.
Well, maybe he'll find Jesus at a better level. You know, maybe he'll find it, and then you know, that's the only thing we can hope. But let's get out of this. Mm-hmm. Let's get out of this place. I don't like this. I don't like where this is at. I don't like where it's at. Should we talk about last night more?
Should
we leave it? Because we had fun.
Well, that restaurant was really good.
It was. Capitol Grill is like the best. We had some drinks. We had their homemade drinks that they make there. So good.
Yeah, no, it was
those girls were cute. I'm not afraid to say it on here. Those are some cute chicks. I know this might cause problems for you, but it was fun.
I'm done with this podcast for now. You gotta edit all this shit out.
Alright, I'll edit it out. Get back over here.
Well, turn the camera off. I'm just done with it.
Alright.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. We had to go on a drink break. We were getting, I don't know, we were trying to figure out the next topic. And we needed some more drink. Okay, go ahead and turn it down.
Alright, so let's talk for our game plan tomorrow.
So.
And something that might interest them.
Okay. So.
Something about Denver, because you, I mean, talk about your experience here.
Yeah.
You lived here for so long.
Yep. So, the thing you should always cherish in Colorado, of course, is the mountains. So finding the best places that have multiple hiking options is what you want to do. One of the best hiking spots, parks, is Rocky Mountain National Park. It's just near Estes Park, Colorado. And this spot, it just has everything. It has a variety of hikes, really open spots that you can see like wildlife. I always see moose, elk. I saw a massive coyote that I thought was a wolf. Like, there is just...
It was by itself?
Yeah, and it was following my car. It was bizarre. It was weird how it followed my car. I was like, what the heck is this thing about? But there's so much wildlife. There's just so much beautiful scenery you can have.
We need to bring something to protect ourselves, dude. Are there mountain lions up there?
I don't know if there is in Rocky Mountain National Park. It probably
but,
is.
Okay, we need to bring something, dude.
Yeah.
Pepper spray or something.
There's a guy in Fort Collins, Colorado, that was hiking near Horsetooth Lake, and a mountain lion came out and attacked that guy.
Nope.
Yeah, but he killed the thing. He killed it.
I'm telling you, if that mountain lion's coming at me, there's no point in running. There's no point in climbing the tree. You have one shot. You know what I mean? If I can't knock it out, hit it as hard as I can, what if I miss? Or what if he fucking bites my hand, which is probably what would happen.
I'm gonna do what the guy I would do what the guy in Fort Collins.
If I go down, bro, just run.
They say to interlock your hands and to put it over your head.
Because they go for the neck.
They go for the neck. A big thing for cats, big cats, is they like to go for the neck for killing the prey. If I had a lion coming at me, I'm not letting it try to nip my neck. I'm going after that thing, and I'm gonna put all of my weight on it. Because likely it's going to be 100 pounds. I'm about 220.
You got to realize these things have...
Oh yeah, it's going to rip up whatever I'm doing, but I'm going to try the same thing as that guy did. Which he put all this pressure, he ended up like putting like a leg on it or something and suffocated it with his weight. That's freaking gangster. I'm sorry, I know leftist media got all offended. PETA came out of the woodwork with killing...
For him killing it?
Yeah, he killed this thing that was attacking him, that he had no idea was there.
Yeah, you don't even care about that. Yeah. Dude, this man was fighting for his life. Mm-hmm. A mountain lion can easily kill a human, a grown man.
Yeah, yeah. This was a smaller one. This was like a youth but still it's a mountain lion.
But you have to understand,
this thing is born to kill.
It's not his mouth, even that you need to worry about. It's not only his strength, because he's used to just grabbing things and just having his way with them. Yeah. It's his claws.
Yeah.
People don't understand, like, that's their best weapon. I know because I have a little fucking cat. Okay? Yeah. And his best weapon is his little claws. And it doesn't matter, what he does, he has his little claws, and that's what makes him a threat. And he's freaking this big. Imagine something your size that's coming at you, just as strong as you, heavier than you, bigger than you. Those cats will weigh... Man, I don't have an idea.
For mountain lions, they're about like 100 pounds, 120, but they're just so athletic.
And
they creep on you.
Think about like scratching your face. You would like be in shock, and then by that time it would already be just attacking you. Cats are so fast
with how much drama has followed us here. Watch, we're gonna have to do another video tomorrow after we've been attacked by a mountain lion.
It'd be me.
Because Nate brought this energy.
I'd be the one to be attacked. I just scratch across all my arms.
Nate's looking mutilated in the background. I'm doing a podcast.
And then Remington had the pepper spray, so he's the one that saved the day with this little pepper spray. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we need to bring some protection for sure.
I don't know.
At least knives or something, dude.
No, we don't.
Oh, I'm bringing something. I don't care.
No, I'm not sure if it's even allowed these days with all this like.
What are you talking about?
Going
hiking?
Yeah, they put regulations on everything.
Yeah, but if you're going hiking, it's you against the wildlife. Mm-hmm. So if you're out there by yourself and this animal comes and attacks you, how are you going to get punished for having something to protect you? And especially if it's not a gun. Mm-hmm. If you have a gun, you don't have like a license to carry one. I understand that, but pepper spray, hurt an animal just like it would hurt a human. A knife, yeah, dude, stab that thing if it's coming at you. I'm fine. So I don't care what you say, dude.
I'm not really worried about it. I'm going to trip you. You obviously know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
So
he's going to outrun me. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I get attacked, then just run.
Yeah. The best defense in this whole scenario is...
Just outrunning me.
Just, no, give him something to eat. So just knock you down, trip you. Let's just gnaw on you a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll get out of there.
Yeah.
I'll tell your family.
I'll just have him eat my arm. I'll just be like, hey, dude, here, take this, you know, and then maybe he'll be fine with it.
All right, that's absurd.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, Dream Lake. So like I was saying, if you're gonna go somewhere, one of the great hiking spot is in Estes Park, just outside of there in Rocky Mountain National Park. My favorite hike is Dream Lake. I've been to Sky Lake too, and a few others, but Dream Lake just has this gorgeous monumental rock that just comes up and has, I mean, you'll have to just see it. And
can't wait.
Yeah.
We'll take some video footage so they can see it.
Yeah, we will. And then I'm talking. Nate's never been baptized, so at one point my thoughts are to force a baptism on you, maybe just knock you off a mountain into a lake. We'll call it good.
If there's a safe mountain to jump off of, I'll jump off that. Is there?
I don't know. I can't think of many. I can think of like places where people like will cliff jump. Like it's not you're not jumping off a mountain into water. You're jumping off cliffs.
I want to get wet tomorrow.
There's a spot just west of Fort Collins, up in Poudre Valley, that is really cool. I did some cliff jumping over there, and then there's Devil's Punch Bowl in Aspen, Colorado. That's a popular spot that all these young kids gather to, and they just gather around and start doing flips into it. You can go YouTube that. You can go YouTube that. YouTube Devil's Punch Bowl, and you'll have some cool videos about these people like going out there and just having a great time. Mm-hmm.
So
if for someone that's never been to Colorado, what would you tell them?
Well, so first of all, everyone is so friendly here. And I'm from the Midwest. I was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas, as most of people know, and live in Oklahoma City. People are just friendly in the Midwest. I was so surprised how friendly people were here, especially through all the chaos that was going on. I only had one bad experience today when I went into a smoothie shop. I didn't have my mask on, and I haven't worn a mask. I had to wear a freaking bandana on the airplane ride or whatever. Couldn't even breathe, first of all. And then along with the altitude, but no. So I went to this smoothie place, and the guy's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey, you got a mask?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You have to have a mask." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, you got to go." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, dang." Like he was so aggressive about it.
I think that's the only thing where it's funny that people say that the mask represents kindness, because the people that are forcing masks on others, that doesn't seem very kind. I experienced that in Boulder yesterday. My friend that works for this chimney company, I'll show the video. So here's the video. You guys get to see it for yourself. Brian and I had a unique story when it comes to masks, and so here it is. And just about 15 minutes ago.
Only in Boulder, bro. That's all I have to say. Only in Boulder.
We're in Boulder.
Sitting at Firehouse Subs, minding our business. Nobody's wearing a mask around here.
Yeah.
So there's two guys not wearing masks. There's another two chicks not wearing masks and stuff. Decided to order Firehouse Sub. Sounds really good. So walking in with my boy Rem, and this lady loses her crowd.
She started in there.
And yeah.
It started
Put
in
your
there.
mask on!
She yells out, "Put your mask on!"
And so I mean, she's obviously a Karen.
Yeah.
That's the thing nowadays, you know.
Yeah.
That's like the curse word for older white women.
I'm gonna call her Carol, or Karen. I'm gonna call her Karen Basket.
It's Karen Basket.
It's gonna be a more for Carol.
She probably killed her husband, whacked him.
And then we got some food. We walk our way out of there thinking, all right, we're about to enjoy this day. Let's go sit down, find somewhere to sit to eat this food. And there's, lo and behold, there she is waiting for us.
Waiting for us. Mass police.
She brings out her camera and starts taking a video of us like we're criminals, and she just caught us in the act.
Yeah, she caught us, yeah. I mean, we were robbing that Firehouse Sub. It's a good thing she had us on camera. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. Only in Boulder, though.
Only in Boulder.
This is.
What's today's date, so people know how this hasn't been
Friday, May 29th.
May 29th, and people are acting like that. I get that right out of the shoot, maybe, that people could act like that. But this is May.
But this is Boulder.
This is months. This is months later. So yeah. All part of that COVID crisis, huh?
COVID crisis, you know.
All right.
It's about regulating other people's lives.
Yeah.
Not really worrying about your own.
Yeah. They're more focused on other people's lives than they are their own.
Yeah, exactly.
No longer is the rule maintain your own, protect your own. It's manage your friends, manage your neighbor.
Manage random people.
Yeah, manage.
And make sure to tell them when they're not doing something right, because that's what we have to do in life. We have to tell people when they're wrong consistently, and then make them.
Could you imagine if, as a Christian, I said I demanded someone to be a Christian in the same manner they demand a mask?
Some of Christianity a bad name, though.
Yeah.
It's because people have gone around doing that and demanded people need to act a certain way and be a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's given, unfortunately, religion a pretty terrible reputation.
These people are acting just like those people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just about self-sufficiency, self-survival, you know? That's the reality, that's how we always have to live in our life. Can't worry about other people's problems.
Well, I'm going to let you get back to work.
I got 99 problems, but a mask ain't one.
Brian's got a chimney company. He's working for Colorado Chimney. He started this company on his own, built it up, has worked out. He's now got the Boulder area.
Largest in northern Colorado now.
That's so awesome, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
And then get back to your work. I'm going to go enjoy my day.
Probably going to get skewered by that girl on.
I told her spread that. I told her spread that far and wide, and she got so pissed when I said that.
I'm getting 1-star ratings from now on for my no mask
you'll know the carrot involved in that one. All right. I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, so that video it shows a lot. Brian was a good sport about it, and we had some laughs. So, anyways, thanks guys if you've made it this far. We always appreciate you guys watching this. Hope that you enjoy this, and this can be something fun for you and your friends and family that bring people together. Having a fun time, have some drinks, or just enjoy your day in a little bit of lighter atmosphere of what's going on these days. So, what do you got to say, Nate?
God bless. Thanks for watching.
God bless. Cheers. Cheers, mate.
Cheers. That's good.
That was good.
For a hotel room.
What song should we have for the outro? I've been liking those outro songs I've been editing.
What do you think? Some Slim Thug?
Do you think you should go gangster? Should you go chill?
Probably chill. Maybe
I feel like we should mix it up. Let's do something just eclectic. You know, something that says
eclectic, dude. I don't even know what that means, bro.
That's
what
what
this
I
right
want
here. Hijo de puta, it disconnected from the. I think this thing died. But I already know what song you should put on there.
I locked myself in a hotel room, then waited all night for the walls to move. I've loved some girls that I barely knew. I made some friends and I've lost some too. If I could fly, then I would know what life looks like from up above and down below. I keep you safe, I keep you dry. Don't be afraid. And you're the sky. And you're the sky. On the side of light. And you're the sky.
Everyone say Colorado. Colorado on 3. 1, 2, 3.